mo nang iyang mensahe niya, watch yourselves. And he was talking about the disciples. Yan, man ang iyang gingon sa disciples, kung balik na sa chapter 16, he was giving a warning, a lesson about the life of the Pharisees. Why? Tungkol kay the Pharisees are claiming to be spiritual and yet they became a stumbling block to the crowd, to the community. Sila actually ang hinungdan na nagpait ang Jerusalem. Sila po ang hinungdan na nagpupuri sa Jerusalem. And so they became, in essence, a stumbling block before others, God. So that is why Jesus strongly opposed them because of that life. And so when he goes back in chapter 17, when he talks to his disciples, he was saying is that, watch your lives, not to cause others into sin, not to cause others to be stumbled. That is so clear. It's more than reminders. And then another thing, reminders is that in terms of our dealing with sin, so ikadua, yun siya there in verse 3 hangtod sa 5, is that the emphasis is forgiveness. So in terms of sin, to self, we need to watch ourselves. In terms of sin committed by others, so yung ni Jesus niya, forgive. Niya magiging there is that forgive even if they sin, verse 4, even if they sin against you 7 times in a day. Grabe, yan kakulit ng tawanan, no? Yan ang kamangkas ng tawanan niya. Di siya conscious sa iyang kinabuhi. Kapito yun. Pero nasayad ka na ang 7 numbers here is not exactly 7, but tawag na ito makanabang several, napasabot meaning 7 times 7, meaning kadaghan na yun. So yun kung matanaw na itong pattern sa mind ni Jesus, yun siya, to ourselves, we need to carefully watch not to commit sin or not to cause others to sin. But in terms of others committing sin, our attitude is to forgive them. Then how we should forgive them? Kung saan may ato kung saan na ito sila pagpasayo? Ang gingon ni Jesus, 7 times 7 a day, if you come back saying, I repent, you must forgive. In a sense, ang gingon ni Jesus, do not count their sins. Yan mo niya ito problema, hindi tayo makalimot ng salat. We are always counting. In fact, natin namunto sa kinabuhi, last na lang ha. Isa na lang yun. Nairita na niyo ko sa mga, last ka na lang yun. Buhato pa ganyan mga kayo sa loob. So, bakit din? Ba't mo sa batang yun siya? If they keep on sinning, and you affected ka sa ilahan, sila, forgive them, but never count their sins. Kung mabalik siya, hindi mo buy-buyon na, gari ka ganina lang na ikaw sorry, ikaw mag-sorry na sa ka. Hindi ka na. It's do not count them. Yan na ang idea sa throne process. And so that is why in verse 5, masamtan mo mga apostles or the disciples, dingon sila, increase our faith, Lord. That's the only prayer nila diha sa chapter 17, increase our faith. If that's the case, then therefore increase our faith. Why do they ask for faith? It is because to maintain a life that you cannot be a stumbling block, to maintain a perfect life, it requires faith. Kaya di malikayan nga naagi yung mga tao masilog yun nato. And to maintain the life na walay ma-offend sa iyong kinabuhi, it requires faith. And another thing, to maintain a life of forgiveness or to forgive others many times as possible requires faith. Kaya dili kaya sa yanong tao or simpleng tao na walay pag-ila sa Ginoo would be able to forgive many times as possible. Gani bisag Kristohano na, bisag pagtaga o bisiyan. Mumarka dito og sala, tinta mo limo, mudumdum ta og sala. Nya manginumdum gyud sa iyang gibuhat. And so that is why the disciple says, Lord, increase our faith, if that's the case. So that is why Jesus gave them an analogy about faith. And what Jesus is saying is that, sa verse 6, He was trying to give an illustration about a small seed. And so, what Jesus is actually saying to His disciples, you don't really need to require much faith to be a blessing to others and as well as to forgive. One ni Jesus diya na a small faith like a mustard is enough. As long as you use it in order to be a blessing and be able to extend forgiveness to others. And don't you know that this is the only literal statement? This is one of the literal statement, the illustration na gihatag ni Jesus in verse 6. This is not analogy. This is not what we call sambingay or analogy in many cases. Because for first time, you see Jesus there, take note sa iyang gingon. If you have faith like a small mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, he was not actually personifying the mulberry tree. He was actually referring to the actual tree. And so therefore, Jesus is being literal in this time. What He said is that, kung imong manduan kining kahuya, kining kahoy yun, you can actually uproot it and plant it in the sea, and it will obey you. When Jesus spoke to His disciples about this, He was telling actual tree to be planted in the sea because of your faith. Meaning to say, He is being literal in a sense. Yang ginayon ni Jesus today, if you have small faith, enough, that is enough to move a literal plant. That is enough to change a literal situation. So, wala siya nag-personify. So the mulberry tree is not a person. The mulberry tree is not a... So it's really literal. Okay, it is an actual tree. So what Jesus is actually saying is that you don't need much faith to become a blessing, to watch over your lives. You don't need much faith to extend forgiveness to others. And then He went on to give a story, a parable mahitungod sa usa ka servant in verse 7 hangtod sa verse 10. What Jesus is talking here is that He was saying is that kung ikaw ang nasa side sa disciples, mingon ka nga, grabe naman ang i-require sa Ginoo. Disula sa daan. Taas kasi standard na dapat we should watch over our lives. Kunya in terms of others, dapat grabe ang atong extension. I cannot do that. I need faith. Pero yun si Jesus, you don't need much faith. Pangutang naman, anong ingon man ni Jesus, we don't need much faith. It is because we are wired that we are always conscious. Bisan og mga daotang nga tao, kabalo sila kung sa tamang mahangkot sa balik. In other words, you don't need much faith to be conscious of yourself and to be conscious of your character. It is not a question of religiosity. It is not a question of being spiritual also. It's a matter of being conscious about our life. And so, mingon ta much has been required by God. Nya mingon sa ta nanong i-share ni Jesus ang verse 7, it is because sometimes when we live a good life, because we're conscious of God and we're conscious of others, and we're conscious about our actions, sometimes we think that we are doing God a favor na atong gibawasan ang mga badlungon sa kalibutan. Or na kamot ta nga dili ta mahimong badlungon sa kalibutan. Like pananglitan, I remember during my early years in faith, I was reading the book of Ezekiel. Human ginabasa ang Ezekiel, pero during that time, akong reflection nito ko nga, grabe ang life ni Ezekiel na nangyari yung i-separate ang iyong life in order to serve the Lord. Yeah. I was thinking about sa akong personal life niya. Akong prayer sa Pino, din ako malimtan na na-realize na ako later on na that was a proud prayer. I should not pray for that. Kaya ako prayer sa Pino ko nga, Lord, salamat Lord na imo kong pili niya thank you ngayon mo kong padaan sa iyong grace. And then, salamat nga karon ng mga days is that mabawas-bawasan ang mga wala pang nag-participate sa mga bad guys or sa mga other influences. So, mabawasan ang natawag nato ng problema sa Ginoo. Mananapin mo sa Ginoo. At this Lord is nabawasan yung problema sa kalibutan ng lagang sinag because I'm trying to live my life. And so, I have this sense nga by living a good life is that I'm helping God or I'm doing God a favor nga dili na siya mong problema kaya sa world. Kaya pa siya mapili. Kunya, another thing is that I don't know makarelate man pero this is major in a sense sunod kay it became a spirit halos sa tanang tao when we talk about the view of God. We always look at ourselves as more than enough in a sense. We are worthy before God. Tungod kay, ang idea there is that, tungod kay, we always count ourselves na dili bigyo kay tatautan, dili bigyo kay manutas, wala bigyo tayo mga major sins na bihimo, wala tayong mga any corruptions or compromises na grabe gibuhat. So, in a sense, I belong to the category of at least good. And so, mingon ta siguro dawatan ko sa Ginoo. O siguro, maganahan ng Ginoo na ako because I'm not entirely bad. That's the normal tendency. That is why Jesus mentioned this particular verse in verse 7 up to 10. It is because He wants to give a warning na being good by living our life not to stumble others, or like extending our forgiveness to others. Living a life that is good is that you're not doing a favor for God. That is what God really requires to each and every one. And so what He was saying in verse 7 and to 8 is that God will never clap His hands or celebrate or thank God or rejoices over you. Kung pananglitan, you are living a life that is exceptionally good. But it is part of our duty and obligation to be really good to others especially. And unto God, it is because God expects every human being to live a life that is practicing, that is good. So pareha na example ni Jesus diyan ay na kugihan na servant. So nangkamot siya. So therefore, he is expecting an appreciation. He's expecting an appreciation from the master. Pero sa kingon ni Jesus, you should not do that. God will never appreciate you because you are doing good. You are living a life that is full of good works, not because He mo in. And so, mabitaw nga isa ni sa dako kay Reverend kung Kristohanong tao sa akin ato ang atong service to God is that we look at like that. Ngayon ta nga active kayo sa simbahan. Kanina ako ministry para may sino niya. Pero pag makita ka mga igsuon mo ng murag, wala sila ginahimo sa Ginoo, sabihin mo na yung usang sila Lord, wala maging sila kasing-kasing sa balok to. So murag maglabot na yung kanila. Niya mingon ka nga ako niya, kamot din po niya. Ato yung baladra, atong kakapoy niya. Gusto dito ma-appreciate sa atong ginahimo. Kaya nga naman, because our normal tendency is that we always count to God what we have done for Him, or how we live our lives, in a sense. So not because we don't need to be appreciated. In fact, kinahanglan na itong appreciation, but we don't count it always to be appreciated. Isa sa mga statements sa isa sa mga statement na mo sa balay na yung favorite statement na masawa ka na kung na siya, kumusta na siya sa Sunday experience. Like before, in the past church nga akong ipasuro, kumusta man, na nag-dual din mo about sa message. May mga duha usahay, may mga duha, tulong o tao. Hanapin mga Sundays, may mga wala. And so, ang idea din is that we struggle a lot in the sense nga, if we live our life for God and we do things for God, sometimes we take it, it is a kind of a pride sa atong kinabuhi. Na gusto na itong makita. Sa tanan, gusto na itong makita sa kinabuhi. So grabe, nagpakamaayo ko Lord, pero wala kang giyapon panalangin sa akong kinabuhi. Grabe, nagpakabuutan ko, pero wala kang giyapon. Matinag-anon kayo sa akong trabaho, di ko malate, di ko sa mga transaction, very honest, pero wala may promotion. So it is as if we view life na if we are doing good, and therefore God's favor, God is what we call, He is obligated to grant to us a favor in return because we're living a good life. And what Jesus is saying is that that's not always the case. Because it is expected to every human being to live a good life for God and for others. And so therefore, may mga sa illustration ni Jesus dili, dili na siya may ning mga unta kay mag-celebrate ta kay maayong tao ka. Dili pa. So more na illustration na gihatag ni Jesus in response to our attitude. So kung katong tanawan na tulo ka attitude nga i-focus ni Jesus. Number one is that focusing on ourselves, being watchful. And then ikadua, being forgiving sa uban. And then at the same time, ang tulo ka attitude is that being watchful in our heart. Kasi the tendency is that we can be proud. So that is why Jesus warns His disciples. And He said to them in a challenge in verse 10, so what you should do, you should say to yourself, we are unworthy servants. We only have done our duty. So living a good life for God is mainly our duty in Christ. So God will not grant you favor or grace or blessing in a sense if you expect na pagalangin niyan yun sa Ginoo kayo pinagay, tungkol kay maayong tao ka, tungkol kay faithful servant ka. That's not always the case. Na yung mga panahon na magpagalangin na Ginoo. But it's not something that we will ask from God or obligate God to bless our lives because we are living a good life. Because it is our responsibility to honor the Lord with our good life. Now, to answer the question of the disciples to increase their faith, Jesus taught them through circumstances and how they should have faith and how they should increase their faith. And that came the story of the 10 lepers. Yet not to learn the story of the 10 lepers. The story does not emphasize gratitude or thanksgiving, but the story emphasizes faith. And we learn that faith in these particular circumstances, faith is is equal to obedience. So, mo na ginatulog. So, tanaw na itong story. No? And so, paano di-connect? So, this is, mo na kung ingon na di-connect ni Luke in answer sa question sa mga disciples. Because they're asking faith to increase their faith. And Jesus is saying, you don't need much faith. Instead, you need to make and do and act on it. If you know what is right, and if you know what is pleasing to God, you must act on it. And the encounter of the leprosy, makita natin ito yung unsay definition of faith. Jesus did not explain to them about faith, but Jesus allowed them to witness what it is to have faith. So, mo na itong makita. So, kapanaw na ito, verse 11 until 17, you know, the story, okay, the story diya na naay tao na nangayo tabang. In fact, healing you ang ilang pangayo sa inyo. Pero this is unique encounter. It is because first time in the encounter of Jesus, He did not do anything for them. Every time na mangayo sa healing, ay mga instance na itong ibasa ng Luke, siya muduol, siya muhika, and then siya ang bendisyon, siya muhatag o siya mo-pronounce of healing. But first time in this encounter, no direct action from the Lord Jesus Christ. Wala po siya directamente touch, words of healing in this particular instance. Kaya nga naman, tungkol kay, it is not the healing what He wants to emphasize, but actually the response of faith in this particular passage. And so, sa lamigway ni Jesus in verse 14, yun siya, go show yourselves the priest. That's the only words may gigon. And then for a quick background, may tungkol niya, ano naman na gigon ni Jesus? Go show yourselves to the priest. Nagikan niya ang iyang lingwahe in Leviticus chapter 14. Tungkol kay ang mga Jewish, na sila ginatawag na ito na ceremonial ritual or part of the ceremony. Na it is only the priest can announce na ang tao maayo na or he is free from any leprosy or diseases or skin diseases. Kaya nga naman, tungkol kaya ang background sa mga Diyo, they always consider the person dirty or unclean kung nakakay skin disease. So kung nakakay up, nakakay bugas, ang pilang bugas at sulit. Ang tanawan mo sa Leviticus, kung na yung mga boils at mga kung niya nakakay, labaw na yung leprosy. Nakakay mga samad, hindi maayo. Nakakay mga luka-luka sa lawas, hindi maayo. And then, you should, ang ilang policy o ilang balaod, kailangan mo singgit ka. You need to aware the community, notify the community that you have been stricken by leprosy or skin disease or anything. Yamingon ka, I am unclean. Para ang mga tao, makabalo sila, na mapalayo sila sa mga tungkol kay unclean. So that's part of the background nga makita natin dito, being conscious na di mo i-lead ang ubang tao into sin or to other communication. And so you need to shout unclean, kabalo niya. Galing sa ilaha, kinahanglan mag-isolate yun ng tao. Okay? So mga na siya niya. Ano ang gigamit ni Jesus? Tungkol kay in the Old Testament, in the book of Leviticus, Moses commanded na ang tanang tao mo adto sa high priest aron ipakita ang ilang condition kung ayon mo sila wala. Kaya it is only the priest ang kaingon na you are free to mingle with the community kung ayon. And so ang gihimo lang ni Jesus there is that He did not do an actual healing, but He commanded the 10 leprosy to go to show themselves to the priest. Okay? So, unsa na itabo? Nanglakaw sila doon. In a sense, they take, by faith, Jesus' simple words and obey His plain statement to go to the high priest. Bakit kailangan masaktan na ito? Because the 10 lepers approached Jesus. Ang ilang unang-unang, siya na yun ang makakayo. But to their amazement, Jesus said, go to the priest and show yourselves. Pero makita natin today that they obey and went and begin to went to the priest. So sa may atong makita rin, they did not reason to Christ. Nakuha na yan. They did not say, Lord, we have come to you. It's you what we want. It's you who we know who can heal us, not the priest. So they have come to Jesus first, but they never reasoned when Jesus said, go to the priest. They just obeyed. In verse 15, what happened? I don't know kung nakaabot na gini sila, I don't know kung saan yung istorya ni Ruben, kung nakaabot na gini sila sa mga pare, o wala pa, bago na ayon ni isa. So di ko sure niya, before he went back to Jesus, I don't know if he already reached the high priest. But it's very interesting that one of them, he began to be aware that healing begins. So I don't know kung nana siya sa pare o wala pa. Pero most likely sa akong interpretation na yun, pagdulong pa lang siya, napakati na niya na nanay healing. And so when he saw that healing begins, he went back to Jesus. Tingnan pasalamat siya. And so what we learn about this particular circumstances, we learn primarily that faith is faith upon Christ, faith upon what He said. Anong kinahanglan sa tanan ko? Tungkol kay, we are a believer of God. We are a believer of Christ. We claim to have faith and believe upon God. And yet, pag-abot sa realidad sa atong kinabuhi, we reason what? God. In fact, reason that plain, simple application sa ulo na iyang resulta. Reason that pumatawag. Kaya naman, we have reason. Gusto mga tao. Like, halimbawa, one of the instances na ako encounter sa ako ang mga kaigsunan to members of the church. We talk about forgiveness. And we expound the word of Apostle Paul. And we say, forgive as the Lord forgave. Yeah, I gave them a scenario. What if yung ba na makasala niyo? Makasala sa inyong marriage? Sabi mo, huwag ko siya. Ay, yung tapas o. Musa na yung ay, tapas o. Paglayo, simpa ko, dili yung tapay pa ko. Yung nga naman, kung bako ka ba nung sa lahat. Ninaya sa ko isang bako kayo niya katawan. Ang trust pa sa mura sa bildo. Ang trust. Ang pagsali pa sa mura sa bildo. Okay? Sa mga bildo, pag mabuak, huwag na yung paglaong ang balik. Bisa pag imong ipapilit na siya, makita yun ang marka sa buhak. Ngayong yung gama, bigtaw. Pero when I said, when Apostle Paul, Jesus said, forgive as the Lord forgave, pilit na mo yung nauna sa Ginoo. Ang iyang nauna, in fact, bago lang ito yan, do not count. Forget. Do not count. And so, what I'm trying to say is that we claim to have faith in God, and yet we are having a hard time applying simple principles and statements given by Christ. Yeah, there is a leprosy. It's a matter of death and life. But they never reasoned to Jesus, Lord, please do not send us to the priest. We want you to heal us. They are conscious that Jesus is their only hope. They're conscious that Jesus is their only healing. Pero lahi ang tupag sa Ginoo nila. And so therefore, nasa sa situation whether to listen to Him and obey Him, or reason beg for healing immediately and instantly. And so to the disciples, this is faith. Faith is when you fully obey the very words of Jesus, even though you know that that is not the very statement you want to hear from Him. And I'm sure in the mind of the 10 lepers, ilang gusto mo be healed. And so, how many principles na ato natunan gikan sa pulong sa Ginoo, or how many insights na ato nag-gather na gain gikan sa pulong sa Ginoo? Siguro ubay-ubay na sa pangutama. How we fully accept them and embrace them as a principle of our life, and have fully obeyed what He said. So like balikan nato ang iyang sa verse sa chapter 17. Have we fully obeyed that we need to be conscious that we will not become a stumbling block? And have we fully obeyed the idea that we need to always not count the sins of others against us? So mga simple na tayo. Simple sa ganang po. And yet, just like the disciples and some others failed in this aspect. But what is interesting in our passage is that in verse 15, when he began to feel that he was healed, he went back and acknowledged God. And so, when he said in a loud voice, he threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked Him. Ito tayo na encounter niya. Wala lang ang sweet response sa Ginoo to thank the Lord. Ano inunan ang response sa lepers? It is because he was rebuked by himself. Siya mismo na-rebuke siya sa mga. I'm sure kani sa Samaritan nilakaw ni gikan siya kay Jesus na ingon siya. Laina niyo, giapog may noon ta. Ibig giduol ka kita niya, nanaytag, pakiloy, giapog may noon ta. Pero what I mean, sige, ato siya suko. Anak siguro ako, I don't know, money, pero anak siguro nito. But when he feels na in his obedience, na ay nahitabo, he went back and thank him. Because it is a sweet response sa Ginoo kung saan. Di ba, tampis kaya na wala na yung expect pa. Kada bang magpasalamat ka sa Ginoo tungkol kay anticipated na nimo ang tanang mga neta mo. Murag scripted ka ayaw na magpasalamat. Pero kung wala nimo i-anticipate ang tanang neta, everything happen in the opposite direction. Wala laing tampis sa pasalamat sa Ginoo. Tungkol kay it is not because of you. So ipakita sa diri, not because of his obedience. Not only because of his obedience, but because of the favor of God operates in that basis. So he went back and thanked the Lord in honor because. So how many times yung kadumog kita pulong sa Ginoo? Gusto ato mo naman na hindi mo applicable sa buhay. Hindi mo na kung makarelate yan. Hindi mo ko ingana. And the problem is that we don't really obey. Is your faith is entirely a direct obedience from what God is saying, even though it is not entirely what we live. That is faith. He only responds in obedience according to what He said, not according to what we expect Him to say or do to Him. That is with that, it does not require a lot of faith. Again, Jesus said, it does not require a huge faith. It doesn't have to be a really spiritual person para masunod mo. Why? Because these 10 lepers, especially the Samaritan, naniliw sila. What they did at this time is that they only exercised logical thinking, not necessarily faith. They come to Jesus, then they were denied basically of their intention. And so the logical thinking ay nagagamit is that way. So, na lang natin yung dito. Okay, yung dito. It does not really require faith. Sometimes consciousness of the fact that are we willing to obey what is said. So, yun na. And so that is why Jesus remarked the Samaritan who came back to him. Because he began to be conscious of God's miracle work and power in his life. Though he obeyed in a sense haphazard siguro yung obedience in it, but nonetheless, God operated in the basis of his obedience, his level of faith. Usahay ni mana. Usahay di kayo ta-convince sa lingon sa Ginoo. Usahay di kayo ta fully into faith about sa Ginoo sa Ginoo. But a simple obedience, bisan usahay di kayo ta-convince. We do it because the Lord will honor that. And so God commended this foreigner or Samaritan because of that. So makita natin din that Jesus did not actually expect that the 10, or Jesus did not actually expect that many would thank Him. But what He expects is that who is able to discern that there is fruit and favor in the obedience they make. Muna hinundan ng remarks ni Jesus diya, rise and go, your faith has healed you. Not necessarily they have full faith upon God or upon Jesus, but rise and go because your faith has